Okay. Hi everybody, I'm Justin Fairman, the Fire Chief in Coquille Fire Department. This is John Aldridge, he's one of my paramedic firefighters. I've got Jackie Coquille over in the corner there, she's one of my EMT intermediates. We're here today to kind of talk about the fire service, EMS service, and kind of how to do it, if you're interested in doing it, and what it takes to do it. So just to kind of start out with, I'll kind of introduce myself a little bit more, and then I'll let John introduce himself and how I got into firefighting and EMS. I started my career in EMS in 2008 as a combat medic in the military. I went to work right out of high school. Got laid off from a couple of jobs because things got slow. Had no idea I wanted to do EMS or fire or anything. And then things got slow around here because of the times, and decided I was going to go in the military. Coolest job I could do on paper was medic because I'm colorblind. So I was like, I'm limited on jobs I could do. There was only about 20 I could do. And medic seemed like the coolest thing, so I signed up for that. Fell in love with it. I wound up being with an infantry unit as their medic. Started out as just private first class baron. Pretty soon they're all calling me Doc, and that's kind of the most honor I could get from those guys is being called Doc. So from there, did a deployment to Iraq. Spent a year over there, and then came home. Whenever I came home, I started going to paramedic school. Got on as a volunteer firefighter with Coquille Fire Department, and started to fall in love with the fire service as well. There's really no more exhilarating experience than going into a burning building that you could potentially die in, and pulling somebody out of it, or just putting the fire out inside of a burning building, having flames rolling over your head and everything. Pretty exciting. So got my paramedic while I was a volunteer, and then after getting my paramedic, I'd been a paramedic for just a few months and got on full time with Coquille Fire Department. I also worked in Roe Point as a paramedic firefighter over there, part-time, and then started moving my way up through the ranks, and went from firefighter to firefighter engineer to lieutenant to fire chief pretty rapidly. I'm pretty young for a fire chief in the county. Most of them are towards their retirement years. I still got quite a few years left. But right now, I'm gonna let John kind of introduce how he got into the fire service. And
what he said. No, I'm just kidding. So this is my 30th year, March 17th. I will have completed my 30th year. It was St. Patrick's Day when I started. In 1993, when MTV still played music videos, and we talked about how cool it was that they had walked on the moon just like 20 years before. It was still a thing. Now people don't seem to even know their names, so I'm old. So I started, when to be completely honest, not to sugarcoat it, I was in high school. I was a junior in high school. I was 17 years old. And they let us do it all. But back then I had a buddy, and I was kind of shy. And my buddy said, I was really shy. He says, hey, girls like firemen, man, be a fireman. So I thought maybe I'd get a couple dates. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be a fireman. I'm gonna be a fireman, I'm gonna meet a girl. It never worked. He lied to me. But I got in the fire service. About 3 days later, we had a big fire, and I realized, oh my God, I love this feeling. It is